Hello, everybody. My name is John Carlo Rulli, and I currently work at KCBS Radio in San Francisco in the production department. When I graduated from Syracuse, I initially started out, however, working in sports. I was a board operator and producer for 95.7 The Game, which is the flagship station for the Oakland A's and Raiders out here in the Bay Area. And working in sports first, I think the thing that I really drew away from it for those out there that want to work in sports radio, and Eric, of course, can attest to this, is that you really have to be pliable. You have to be able to work in multiple assignments, multiple job positions where you may get thrown into something that you weren't maybe initially hired for, but they need that person to quickly fill in. And so you have to be able to do multiple things well and take whatever's really thrown at you and just work at it to the best you can, because you may end up having to do that down the road anyhow. And that's just really the way sports departments are, I think, built across the country, is that because of budgetary constraints that a lot of radio stations face, you may get thrown into different positions that maybe you weren't even hired for, but if you prove to do them well, you're really building yourself quite a portfolio early on, and that knowing that the education that you have at Syracuse and everything that WJPZ is taught, or WAER, name that radio station in Syracuse, really it does help mold you into somebody that can do multiple things very well, and that's something that management at any radio station is really going to take a look at. So working full-time, I know Eric really was focusing on this, and the thing about working full-time is that there's no really exact way, I guess, from my perspective, coming out from Syracuse, of finding that path, if you would, to getting a full-time job. I started out working, multiple part-time jobs, freelance work for environmental organizations out here in the Bay Area, while working as a board operator and producer at KGMZ, and then now working at KCBS. So if you're able to work multiple things well and you're organized in your schedule, you really won't have a problem. And I think the important thing is to just keep your nose to the grindstone. Anybody that's graduating early like this is entering a market that is a little uncertain, but if you're able to really promote yourself and keep the connections that you've made both at Syracuse and back in your hometown media outlets that maybe you're familiar with from internships or anything else, you can really start to develop something that, just moving on as an early 20-something-year-old working in radio, it really helps provide a situation where you can move on to greater and better things. So keep up the good work. I miss you guys all back there, and I know you're in good hands with Eric. He's an awesome friend, and beyond that, he's a great radio guy. So back to you, Eric.